What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today we've returned to BMW of Gwinnett Place. We're here to look at the all-new 2021 4 Series. More specifically, the BMW M440i xDrive. This car comes from a long heritage of sports coupes and sedans. BMW is known for setting the golden standard of fun sports sedans and coupes. And today I want to see if the new 2021 M440i lives up to its heritage. This particular vehicle has been finished in Alpine white and it features a beautiful black leather interior. So today, let's go ahead and get into the controversial exterior styling and the interior details and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Taking a look at the front of the M440i, let's talk about the hood first. It's composed of aluminum and has simple lines giving it some definition and some character, so it's not just a flat plain Jane hood. Now those lines go all the way to the front of the vehicle. Coming lower, you have BMW's LED headlamps that really look sharp and give the car a modern look. Lower in the car's bodywork, you do have these air panels here. When the car is in motion, air is going to flow into this gap and provide laminar flow across the wheels, reducing the car's overall drag. Makes the car more efficient. Now, this is the most controversial portion of this car, the massive grille. Now, some people like it, other people not so much. I'll leave that completely up to you. It is a relatively large grille, I'm not going to lie, especially for BMW. Now, for me, I'm used to seeing BMW's traditional kidney grills, which are kind of relatively proportional to the rest of the car. But to me, from the front, this isn't instantly recognizable as a BMW because the grille doesn't look like the traditional kidney grille. So a non-car person could probably mistake this for something else. That's just my opinion. Now the grille does feature active shutters that open and close, providing additional airflow when it's needed. Taking a look at the side profile of the all-new M440i, the first thing you might notice is that there's some revised design language here, meaning that when it comes to BMW sports coupes, we're used to seeing a continuous chiseled line going from the front of the car all the way to the rear. Now here you don't have that. The lines are a little bit broken up. You have this line here, and then you have this line back here, and then a line on the lower portion here, but nothing is continuous all the way through the car's side profile. Now the car does have some hips to it, which do look nice. Now you might notice this car also features the shadow line specification that's gonna black out your side view mirrors. Window surrounds give you black accents on the front and back. Now in my opinion, the shadow line trim does help out a little bit with that grille up front, so it doesn't really hurt this car, especially providing a high contrast to this Alpine white paintwork. This particular M440i does feature the 18-inch M double spoke wheels. 19-inch wheels are available as an option, but on this car you have the 18-inch wheels shot in Goodyear tires that are run flat, 225 in the front and rear. Now since this is an M440i, you also get the M Sport brake rotors, which are 13.6 inches in diameter. Let's go ahead and check out some characteristics of the rear. I must admit, I am completely in love with the rear design language of the BMW M440i. I mean, just look at the sweeping roofline, how it comes down ever so slightly into the trunk. A lot of auto manufacturers try to pull off the same design with their coupes, but it just doesn't work because it looks forced. It's like the designers were drawing the car and they were like, oh, we got to bring the roofline down quickly, 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 and then it ends up looking rushed. But that is not the case at all here. It all just comes together so well. Now, of course, you do have a spoiler sitting on top of the trunk lid, and then you have the LED tail lamps, which is expected on a vehicle of this caliber, but I love the stance the LED tail lamps just provide. Of course, you have the xDrive badging, so this is all-wheel drive, and the M440i badge as well. Now, if you look at the BMW badge, you might notice there's a small backup camera integrated into the BMW badge. I like that as well. That's something that you typically won't notice unless somebody points it out to you. And again, you have the shadow line spec providing you those beautiful black accents, and then dual exhaust finishers. We'll get to hear that exhaust system a little bit later in the review. Getting a little bit into the driving dynamics of the vehicle. Let me start off with this. Back in the day, when auto manufacturers had a sedan and then they wanted to make a sports car version of it, they would simply just take off the rear two doors and then throw two large doors and be like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, here's a coupe model. That is not the case with today's cars. The BMW M440i is wider than the current 3 Series. It has a 1.2 inch wider track. It is also longer than the current 3 Series, and then also sits 3/10 of an inch lower to the ground than the current 3 Series. So there are some differences there. As a matter of fact, the center of gravity of the BMW M440i when compared to the 3 Series is 1 inch lower. So you're already getting better handling off the bat there. Now, when compared to the previous generation 4 Series, this current generation 4 Series has a longer wheelbase. The previous generation came in at about 110.6 inches for the wheelbase. This one has a 112.2 inch wheelbase. So these cars are getting longer and bigger. Why are these cars getting bigger? Well, the deal here, in my opinion, is a lot of auto manufacturers are concerned with what these journalists are gonna say. These journalists like to create these stipulations on what a car should be able to do. They want a car that does it all. So what you're getting is additional space in the back for 2 occupants. Now, in my opinion, I like it when auto manufacturers build cars for what they're built for. And what I mean by that is, this is a sports coupe. I can't really see anybody buying this sports coupe because they want to fit 4 full-size adults in the car. If you want that, get the 4-door 3 Series, right? What I mean by this is, auto journalists are now just demanding all these insane stipulations. They want cars to do everything. You'll see them take a brand new Bentley GT and take it to the track and give you track times. I don't know anybody who's taking a Bentley GT on the track. That car should be just all about luxury and being able to go fast in a straight line, not about slalom and lap times on a track. So again, they're trying to force all these cars to do all these different things, and that's why these cars are getting bigger. But the benefit to having a longer wheelbase, though, is that it effectively, positively impacts your longitudinal acceleration. We know that inertial forces travel through a vehicle's center of gravity. So the longer the wheelbase is, the lower that center of gravity is, and the less impact inertial forces are going to have on the vehicle while the car is in motion. This translates into a smoother ride, and you're going to feel surface imperfections and bumps in the road a lot less, also with superb handling. In addition to that, you are getting the xDrive all-wheel drive system. The M440i is only available with the xDrive all-wheel drive system. So this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but don't be fooled. It still handles like a sports car because that all-wheel drive system is rear biased. As a matter of fact, when this car sends torque to the front wheels, it's because it's detected a loss of traction or slip. But most of the torque is rear biased in this vehicle. It's still going to be a fun car to drive. Let's go ahead and check out the power plant. Underneath the hood of the BMW M440i, what you're going to find is a 3-liter M twin power 6-cylinder engine producing 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. This power plant features the e-boost system, and it's also connected to a ZF 8-speed transmission. 0 to 60 occurs in 4.3 seconds, which is relatively quick. Your top speed is 130 miles per hour, and you can also add a package that extends that top speed from 130 to 155, so that's pretty slick as well. Now, I did mention this does have an e-boost system. What is that? That is an integrated starter generator, and what that does is account for any turbo lag you might experience without it. So that's going to help give you linear acceleration, giving you an overall better driving experience. I love how they're doing this in cars of today. Now, this is a 48-volt system, and what it does is it takes power when you're braking and driving aggressively and stores it in that 48-volt battery. It's pretty neat, and it makes this car a mild hybrid, meaning that at speeds of 9 miles per hour or less, the engine will cut off and you can come to a stop, and vice versa. So that's pretty insane, and it also adds an additional 11 horsepower, so it just makes this an overall better experience. Now, underneath the hood, you might also notice that you have these struts going from the shock towers to the front of the car, giving you additional rigidity. So this car is still a heavy car at about 3,997 pounds, but you do have aluminum front fenders, an aluminum hood, and then aluminum door panels as well. I remember that back in the day, a sports sedan meant the car was relatively light on its feet, so I'm interested to see how this car is going to handle when we take it out on the road. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hear this exhaust system, and then hop in the car, take it out on the road, talk about the interior and driving dynamics as well. All right, so we're taking the M440i out for a spin. Isha, what are your thoughts about the exterior?
I like the exterior. I like the curves and the lines. You guys know I don't like a boxy car, so this meets my expectations.
Okay.
The only thing that, you know, throws me off a little bit is the grille. I feel like it should be, you know, be
wider.
Yeah, you know,
instead of just vertically.
Instead of vertical, I feel like it should be horizontal. But that's just my preference. I don't think it looks like it's ugly or anything, but on this specific model, I feel like it should go horizontal.
So my opinion is that I like the overall design of the car, especially the back, but I'm not quite sold on the front just yet. I do think the front, the grille, that grille is pulling all the attention to the front.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that it flows well. I'm a fan of more of the old style BMW kidney grills that were a little bit smaller, a little bit more proportional with the rest of the car. And that's something I miss about today's cars. It is still a nice looking car, especially the back, but on the side profile, it is a little choppy. I'm used to seeing one traditional line on the side profile of BMW vehicles. I know we're in a new age. There's a little bit of new design language there. So, but it is overall a nice looking car.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like that.
So the interior is what you would come to expect of BMW. It's not overwhelming. You're not faced with a bunch of technology shoved down your throat. It is all here, everything you want in a car made today. It's like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, touchscreen infotainment system. You even have the BMW gesture control. You even have the assistant that they have in here, just like in Mercedes, where you can say, hey, Mercedes-Benz, you can say, hey, BMW, and the assistant will come alive and help you get through whatever menu without having to use the buttons. The interior, the materials are fairly nice. The steering wheel is really smooth to the touch. Feel this, how smooth that is.
Okay.
Feels pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Your dash is covered in a soft touch material. Again, you have that huge infotainment system.
It's not too huge, but I like the size of it. It also integrates the nice curve, and the lines are very sleek. I do like how
interiors here
kept all of that integrated. You could see that it's here, it's here, it's here, you know, those sleek lines. So, you know, I look for stuff like that. If the manufacturer, you know, is putting that in.
So I think they definitely paid attention to the interior. It's spot on. Typically, I don't like black interiors, but look at all the bright work here that breaks up that monotony, right? So it's not too dark in here. You do have a sunroof in case you want to use that, but overall, the interior is quite nice. Coming further down in the interior, you do have a wireless charging space here. I
love those.
Yep, that's an additional option. There is a USB port here, 2 cup holders, and then you have your gear selector here in the center and a control to navigate your iDrive system, which can be controlled by the control, gesture control, voice control, and even buttons on the steering wheel. So there's multiple ways of being able to control that infotainment system, which is nice.
Okay.
What do you think about the seats? Are they comfortable for you?
The seats are actually very comfortable.
They're nice. The seats are nice.
You know, I feel like, though, they're a little small.
They're small for you?
And I'm small, but I feel like it's like the perfect size for me. So I'm not sure how you're feeling in this seat,
I think the seats feel pretty good.
No, they really, really do. Yeah. But I think I'm used to always getting in a vehicle and everything's bigger than me.
Right,
you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it even offers the extended seat here for the leg support, which I love. It's very comfortable. You know, down to the headrest. And you know, I think that goes along with BMW. They don't overdo it.
Right.
You know,
it's not overdone. It's a fairly simple interior, but it looks
very,
nice.
Very simple. So, you know, usually in other vehicles that we ride in, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And this is just boom. You know, it's just there.
Now we're on this curvy road, and I noticed the handling is spot on. I mean, this car just feels like it's totally engaged with the road. It hugs the road.
Yeah, it does actually.
It drives really well, and that's why BMW
And the seat's keeping me planted.
Right.
It doesn't have the side bolstering. I mean, it does. I apologize.
It's not as aggressive as what we were in last week.
It's not going to push me, just keep me planted, but it's there.
It's nice.
I didn't even notice that, Okay, all right. Let me come back with my comment,
It feels good. That's why they call these cars like the ultimate driving machine, because more so than Mercedes-Benz, they focus on the driving experience. I'm not saying Mercedes doesn't make good cars, but BMW truly puts a lot of effort into making the driving experience and the handling experience exceptional. And you can truly feel that in this car, even though this car weighs nearly 2 tons now. But it's
it feels very light to me, actually.
They fool you with that, but it's because the handling is so well executed. So let me drop it down a few gears.
Oh, very smooth.
So it has enough power.
Yeah, but that was a very smooth get up and go. I didn't jerk. I didn't. Exactly. I did hold on over here now, but I'm just used to doing that. But that was very, very good.
Let me try it again. This is a fun car to drive. So that ZF 8-speed transmission is pretty quick and responsive in this vehicle. I will say that.
Very nice.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I like the way it sounds. It doesn't sound bad at all. It's not overdone.
No, look, you guys, just being honest with you, I come on these rides and I was a little apprehensive about this one. I kind of was like, I don't know about this, but it's actually really nice.
It rides really well. That's where they shine.
Shame on me, okay?
So the styling in BMW's vehicles, in my opinion, isn't as dramatic as what you would find in Mercedes-Benz. It has a more simple and tasteful design. I'm not sure if tasteful is the right word, but it's just more simple.
Simplistic.
It's simple, and it still looks good. It still looks like a luxury vehicle. So that's something that I've always noticed about them, and they're able to typically do it with just like one line on the side profile. I don't know how they do it, but the proportions on this car are they're really nice. Now, is this my favorite BMW sports coupe? No. I'm a fan of the BMW E46 M3. That is my ultimate dream BMW at the moment. And you guys know that car. You guys who know your BMWs, you know that vehicle. It's just a stunning car to look at. And that was in a golden age for BMW. And those cars are just highly sought after now, especially the ones with the manual transmissions. Here, do you miss the manual transmission? Would it be more fun to have one? Of course.
Probably.
But this ZF 8-speed does keep up with the power plant. Again, 382 horsepower is more than enough. The car doesn't feel sluggish at all. And of course, there are other variants. You got the M4 that's going to be coming out. We're going to review that. That's going to be plenty of power. But this definitely gets the job done, You see that? It gets the job done. So 0 to 60 in 4.3, this is no slouch. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so, I could drive this.
Yeah, this would be a good daily driver. And I said it before in the video, a lot of people want these cars to do all these different types of things. I'm more of a person who enjoys it when a auto manufacturer focuses on one thing. And the fact that auto manufacturers are now afraid to get bad reviews from like the big guys, Road and Track, and the rest of them.
That's why you get a race car for a race car.
Right.
You get a daily driver for a daily driver.
Right.
Exactly. What I'm starting to learn too in these vehicles that luxury just doesn't mean within the vehicle. It means also the customer service that the company is providing you. It's an all-around experience.
Exactly.
So by you putting things in it that should not be there, it becomes too technical.
Right. Next thing you know, you have like a huge spaceship.
Yeah, it just doesn't, not everybody needs all of that.
So I say that to say this, BMW does claim the 2 seats in the back are large enough to fit 2 adults better than the previous generation. I'm not really concerned about that because the person buying this car, I just don't see anybody saying, I want to fit 4 full-size adults.
Cars like this,
let me get the coupe. Just get the 4-door version and be done with it.
Yeah. It does not have a lot of leg room back there. I'm going to let you know right now because he's reclined. I'm not that reclined, but no.
So I'm not gonna get back there, but this is a nice car, I'm not gonna lie. Yep. Look at the instrument cluster, how the navigation system is there.
Very nice.
I know a lot of cars do that now, but
I need that.
It is nice how your infotainment system isn't taken up by just the navigation system.
Nice.
This is a fun car to drive, let me tell you.
Here we go.
Oh man, this is truly a fun car to drive. Is it as light on its feet as some of the previous generations? No, but you don't really feel the weight all too much. They've done an excellent job. Like I said, they lowered the center of gravity, and that in turn truly has a great impact on the ride handling. The X-Drive system, the all-wheel drive, it's rear biased, so it still feels like a sports car. So I think they've done an excellent job. The steering does feel a little numb. That's just my opinion, but you point the car where you want it to go, it goes there, right? I'm not taking this car on a track, so that's really not that critical. But just the way the driving experience is truly nice in this car.
You guys, he's slowing down.
Yeah, I'm downshifting.
You know what that means, right? Hold on to your butt.
I like the way this thing just hugs the road.
Yeah.
This is a fun car to drive. If you're looking for a fun sports coupe to drive, this is it. I mean, this is, wow. So, Isha, did you have any closing thoughts?
Like I said, I wasn't too excited about this vehicle.
You weren't excited about it at first.
But riding in it,
the handling is what
it's very nice.
What got you.
They did a aha on me.
Yeah, yep.
So I would take it.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
Yep. So
ladies, it's good.
It's good. The interior, it's what you would come to expect. No surprises there. What else can I say? You guys who are looking at this car by now, you should know what this car is about. It's been around for quite some time, and I think BMW did a good job on this generation. Just again, that front grille might be a deal breaker for some people, but the handling on this car is pretty good. I will say that it's pretty good. So with that being said, we'll end the driving portion off here. Isha, thank you for joining me as usual during the drive. All right. So that was an overview of the all-new 2021 BMW M440i X-Drive. What do you guys think about this car? Even though the exterior styling is controversial, the interior is still traditional BMW, and traditionally as well, this is an extremely fun car to drive, and it's relatively quick. So let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment sections. I'd like to give a special thanks to Gwinnett Place BMW for allowing me to have this opportunity. If you find yourself interested in this car, please reach out to my friend Tolli Poff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until then, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.